The village had no name anymore. Only the pit remained, carved into the red stone like a wound that never healed. Every season, the bells tolled. Every season, one child walked into the light of the obsidian gate and never returned. This time, the bells tolled for her. She was small, slender, with 2 large eyes and sunlit hair that tangled like threads of fire. She did not cry, even when the elders took her from her mother's arms and draped the ceremonial cloth across her shoulders white and gold. The colors of surrender. She said nothing, not a scream, not a plea. She only looked up at the black mountain where the gate stood and nodded. They say the gods come through that gate, whispered the younger children, that the air tastes like metal, that your shadow disappears before you do. She had no shadow now. The sun had dipped below the canyon ridge, and the glow of the obsidian gate painted the stones silver and cold. The walk to the summit was long. The elders chanted behind her, but their voices were dull and distant. Only the hum of the gate was sharp, an electric hum, deeper than thunder, vibrating in the bones. When she reached the threshold, the chanting stopped. The world was quiet. She stepped forward and vanished, not into death, as the stories told, but into light, a painful, scalding light that poured over her skin like fire and glass. She awoke on steel. The sky was gone, replaced with polished walls that pulsed with alien light. The floor vibrated beneath her. Somewhere above, a sound like breathing, massive, artificial, slow echoed across the chamber. She sat up. A circle of tall beings loomed around her. They were not gods. They were machines of flesh and bone, towering and thin, with spines that flickered like coils of white fire. Their faces were masked smooth, inhuman save for the eyes. Ancient eyes, old as planets, cold as ice in the void. One stepped forward. Its voice scratched through the air, like wires dragged through gravel. Designate 732A, human female. Age, 11 Earth cycles. Ritual class, Omega. Prepared. She did not answer. Another leaned down, scanning her face. A thin beam of blue light passed over her eyes, her mouth, her chest. This one is different. Biometric variance, said a third. No, emotional stasis. No signs of fear response. They looked at each other. What is your name, child? One asked. She stared back. Lyra. A pause, then a longer one, as if the name echoed somewhere in their internal systems. Lyra, the voice repeated. The name of a weapon. I am not a weapon, she said. The tallest one knelt. All humans are weapons, it said. That's why we feed on your kind. She looked past them, at the walls. Symbols she couldn't read flickered across the surface. One flashed red. You do not understand what you are, it said again. No, she replied. You don't. They laughed, an awful mechanical chitter that echoed like teeth grinding. We are gods to your species. We end worlds and rewrite biology with song and fire. We erased your moon colonies. We broke your oceans. We silenced your resistance. You are bred for this moment, to feed us. Lyra stood and smiled. You're wrong. The beings paused in the corner of the chamber. One console blinked, then another. Lights shifted from red to blue. Symbols changed. Warnings scrolled across the alien script. She reached out, pressed a hand to the wall. It opened under her fingers like water parting, revealing coiled strands of something living, something glowing. You see, you've been taking from us for centuries. Our children, our fear, our blood. But every time you took one, you forgot one thing. She stepped into the console pit. None of the gods moved. Humans adapt. More alarms sounded. A deep pulse, like a heart waking up, throbbed through the vessel. What is she doing? One god asked. Impossible. She is not connected. No neural weave. No implants. But Lyra's eyes had changed. They were glowing now. Not blue. Not gold. White. That gate you built on Earth wasn't a one-way door, she said. It was a bridge. One we studied, one we reverse-engineered. Raitai was born different. She raised a hand. The walls responded like they knew her. Your systems speak in code, but so do our minds. You thought our species was just meat for sacrifice. But in every scream you harvested, in every dream you stole, you taught us something. One of the gods lunged. Too late, the chamber exploded with white fire. The walls curled inward. The deck shook. Beams of pure thought slammed into the floor. One god shattered like glass. Lyra didn't move. Her feet left the ground. She hovered, her hair rising like flame, the air shimmering around her like heat from a forge. You fed on pain, on helplessness, on rituals older than memory. But you forgot something ancient, something you cannot unmake. The surviving gods fled to the edges of the room. Will, human will. She turned, and the ship turned with her. Beyond the walls, the stars blinked. Fleets of godships hung in orbit black, spiked, burning with stolen suns. They turned, sensing something wrong, too late. Lyra blinked, and the true gate opened. Not a ritual portal, not a slave door, a relic, buried deep in Earth's mantle, woken only when the right signal was returned from the stars. And Lyra was the signal. From the void came sound, an ancient, harmonic chord that shattered sensors and cracked god metal. A chorus of voices that echoed with every human memory, every child's scream, every mother's sob. But this time, not in mourning, in war. Earth's answer had come, not with weapons, but with one girl, and a command: kneel. The gods fell, not because they chose to, because the will she carried was heavier than gravity, because her voice wasn't hers alone. It was millions. It was a species tired of dying. The godships turned to flee. The stars bent, but the gate was open now. Earth had seen everything, heard everything, and it was done bleeding. Lyra turned to the last god in the chamber. It whispered something in its own tongue, a prayer, a warning, but she did not listen. You called yourselves gods, she said, but gods don't fear children. She stepped forward, and with one touch, ended an empire.